Is I look around a lot and I try and find old things that I can repurpose, or rocks, or anything that I can kind of bring new and incorporate into a window just to make it different, because everyone's seen stained glass for hundreds of years. I just try to bring a little more creativity to it and just change it up a little bit. I love the venue, and I think it brings a diverse crowd and people that really enjoy art. And it's nice to see that the community comes out to support this.
I just love the atmosphere. Everybody's pretty happy, and it's just a nice, actually I'm in the shade, so it's a cool area. It just has a lot of entertainment, and it seems like the people want to be here. Other customers are asking me to sign up for shows. In my art, it's recycled lumber, and it's also recycled copper wire. The plant material I preserve, and so it keeps its color. And some of the glass is recycled, and then the rest of it I just kind of put together. It's me. It's something I don't know, I just love it. It's sort of like that Vistaprint commercial. It's a happy thing.
you're seeing here today is a process of silk painting and Nuno felting. Silk painting, I take all these fibers and fabrics, all based on silk, and paint and dye them, design each one individually. The painting process, I take a white piece of silk, I wash it, I give it a background color, which might be a pastelish shade, and then I stretch it on a rack on a table, draw my design with a resist, which is a sort of rubber cementy product in a small tube, and then I apply the dye and it'll run up to the line of the resist and stop. So that's how I get my pattern, and then I will steam that for an hour, which is what sets the dye so it doesn't wash out. Then I'll wash it again and voila. The felting is based on a silk gauze fabric, which is a very loose weave silk. And I will once again cut and dye my base fabric, and then I'll dye all my fibers that I'm going to felt on there. That would be your merino wool, alpaca, mohair, raw silk. There's all sorts of fibers you can use, but all natural. And I'll dye all those individually, then I'll lay them out on my silk in a pattern I choose and colors I choose, wet it down with soapy water, do a long pounding process, and end up with interlocked, the fibers will interlock on the silk and give you this surface, felted surface. It's an irreversible process.
I do have a degree in jewelry design, so I said I really would like to use my degree at one point in time. So I usually go work all day and then come home and work on the jeweler's bench at night. I do a lot of steampunk work and destroy watches and find some antique pieces to put together, and I'll be out at an antique mall, find some cool stuff, going, oh hey, this will make some great earrings, and after work, back on the bench, see what else I can come up with. Oh, this has been a great show. It's a beautiful area, absolutely gorgeous landscape out here. It makes it really comfortable and soft and nice and shadowy. The staff has been great with bringing water around for the artists, and we have our maps in advance so we know where things are and what to do, and sometimes you get thrown into a show and you're completely blind. So it's just been real accommodating. It's really nice.
My wife and I are artists here, and we've both done it off and on for probably 20 years, 25 maybe. She teaches a class here at Rosewood, and I'm her assistant, her chief assistant. And so we enjoy the Rosewood community, and so we want to always be sure we're here at this show. We try to create original pieces. My specialty is lost wax casting, whereas her specialty is a more silver jewelry with flowing lines and kind of a romantic theme. My pieces are probably a little more architectural or maybe even masculine in that regard, but still I intend them mostly for women. We try to use unusual stones in our work to set off the design. And this is one of Sandra's pieces, and but this is mostly, the work here is done mostly with a hammer. It's copper, and it's 22 gauge copper, and it's folded over, and the little fold pinched tight, and then unfolded, and then where you see the little dots in here, that's done with a ball end of a little chisel, and so it's the ruffles on the edge again are done with a hammer. And it's really, in the jewelry world, one of the amazing things of what you can do with a hammer. You can create just many unusual forms. This piece right here, if you can slide over to that, was done with a hammer. And it's hard to believe that could have been done with a hammer. But it's hollow, and so that forming to create that hollow shape was done with a hammer.
It's not just a matter of morality, it's a matter of control, it's a matter of power. Women in our culture, if they knew their power, they wouldn't work for 70 cents on a dollar. And one of the things we do when we quote-unquote protect a woman is keep her from experiencing and expressing her essence in a way that's really her birthright. And I've just found that I can use context, I can use unusual approaches that let people almost rediscover the magic that's always been theirs. So it has to come from within my subject. It's nothing I can do from the outside, but if they're willing to express, I can articulate that in a way that, well, ideally is transcendent. It goes beyond words, it goes beyond knowing, it just connects. 85% of my buyers are women. They're not buying them because they're pretty, they're not buying them because of the beauty, they're buying them because they know the power that they're seeing in the pieces is their power. You have a guy who's in his 50s, he walks out the door knowing he's a high school jock, he always was. He doesn't even look in a mirror. He's got a gut out to there, but he's a male, he knows his power. You have a woman, every time she looks in a mirror, she sees another flaw, another reason why she's not good enough. That's the way that they've been trained from birth. There's billions to be made in cosmetics and fashion and every other thing that women need to look acceptable. It's the energy of life is somehow inferior to the energy of destruction. And my work is saying, no, that's not right. This is magic, this is core, this is where we came from. It's the essence, and the essence is something that should be celebrated.